Please call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Joe Jones, Casey, Kelly, Maurer, McCormack, Polensik, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Perfect. Everyone, please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now make the following statements. This meeting of Cleveland City Council is a lawful meeting under Section 605.04 of the Codified Ordinance. No person with the purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this council. Disruptions, including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud noises and loud utterance, are in violation of the rules and interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting. Such disruptions may constitute a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. Anyone who disrupts this lawful meeting in violation of the codified ordinance commits misdemeanor and is subject to prosecution. The following is the first and only warning. If this meeting is disrupted, I will gavel a halt to the proceedings and direct the assembled officers to escort any person participating in the disruption out of the chamber. Once persons participating in the disruption are outside of the chambers, the officers will close the doors and the disruptors will be handled as directed by the Director of Public Safety. The council proceedings will not begin again until those that participated in the disruption have left the chamber and the chamber doors are closed. Disruptors will not be allowed back in the chamber after the meeting resumes. Again, this is the first and only warning. Thank you. So now, Madam Clerk, dispense with the journal.
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the reading of the minutes of the last meeting be dispensed with and the journal approved. Seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Thank you. Now I open up to public comment. Council members, please face the speakers. Every speaker has 3 minutes. Please be mindful of your time. And first up, we have Brenda Bickerstaff from Ward 9. Topic, Donald Trump orders consent decree compliance, not being represented by anyone and not being paid. Ms. Bickerstaff, sorry.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Now that we know, possibly, that we're going to fight it, that the consent decree may go, I want to send a message to all the Cleveland police, our brothers and sisters in blue. Do not, if the consent decree goes, do not violate any person's rights. Remember what you were taught when the consent decree was here. Please make sure if a public official or someone that's in a higher authority tell you to arrest someone and you know that person isn't guilty or that there's no probable cause, don't do it. Because remember, Donald Trump is here for one term. You have to live in these communities from now on out. Remember that. Please don't do that, because I am going to call you out. So let's remember that. The consent decree, Bishop, Councilman Bishop, is very critical. I'll still say they're still at 47%. It needs to be 100% before it leaves. That's the court order, is 100%. That's a critical issue. That's a critical issue for the future. We want to have the best police department across the country, and I think you guys can agree with that. The best police department. The best one, Kevin Conwell. The best one, Councilman Slife, Joe Jones, Councilman Kelly, Rebecca Maurer, Councilwoman Gray. We want the best. We don't want secondhand police department. But just so you know, we're going to fight for the consent decree to stay until it gets to 100%, because that was the judge's court order. And you should not let anyone from Washington, D.C., a president that is so racist against black people, to tell the police to go after people and kill them. And I want to give my condolences to the Hinton family in Cincinnati and the deputy that was killed in Cincinnati as well. I want to give my condolences to all of them. No one wins. His son got killed by the police. He's in jail for killing the deputy, and the deputy lost his life as well. No one wins right there, no one. So remember, this is critical. This is very serious here, very serious. And we need to take heed to this. And Mark Griffin, I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to make sure, if it leads, that the police department do what it's supposed to do. I'm counting on you. And the mayor, okay? I'm looking at you, I'm counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have LaShorn Caldwell from Mount Pleasant, discussing Ward 4 current conditions, not being represented by anyone or being paid.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm here today because we have many major issues in Mount Pleasant. And to start off by saying, when Mayor Jackson was here, we had a meeting at Covenant Church, the 4th District, and what he explained to us was this. He said, right now, if Mount Pleasant be patient, let me get downtown together and the near west side. So we agreed to let that happen. But we did tell him we needed streets paved. That next week, him and Director Cox was out there and they paved East 116th and Martin Luther King Boulevard. So that was a temporary situation. We have in Mount Pleasant waited in line, but it's our time to be up first in line. What I have concerns about, and everyone probably has seen it, that Kinsman Bridge. I have put in a 311 request for a work order, 135620. The bridge is deplorable. And if anybody goes down Kinsman, you will see it is rusted, it is decayed, there is overgrown vegetation all around the bridge on both sides. You have CMHA, which is nice, across the street is nice, then you go up, you have the new fire station 26. On the other side of that, it's terrible. They have gotten it together, the fire station looks nice, but our community looks terrible. Then I want to talk about Luke Easter Park. That's work order 872772. The parking lot is deplorable. It has large holes. You can't even really drive in there unless you feel like you're on a roller coaster. The canopies decayed, they need taken care of. The benches need to be painted. Trash cans are rusted. If we're gonna have a nice park, we deserve to have the nice amenities. The next thing I have to say is about my own personal street. I have worked with, I have been patient. That street that I live on, Reservoir Place Drive, we have been on that street over 20-something years. That street needed to be paved. I went to everybody I should. I went to the director, talked to him, I talked to my council person. I've even called today. Once I called one person, they say call this person. I called over to Mr. Scott's office. He said you got to call the council person. I did all those things and have been doing it for the last 4 years. So now we need some resolution. And this is what I have to say. They have the Downtown Alliance, and when we come to these meetings, and I'm going home, going through Opportunity Quarter, it looks so nice and pleasant. They have the downtown lifestyle that's really nice, and I'm happy for them. But what somebody need to come up with is an Uptown Alliance. I need my community to be clean, safe. I need curbs. And that's another thing. When our streets get paved in our community, you pave the street, you don't have enough decency to give us a curb. So whoever's signing off on this type of paperwork, you don't want to be complete. But when they did Shaker, they have curbs, they have new pathways and everything. It's a delight to go up there. I was just up there the weekend and saw, they said they spent over $400,000 doing roof, doing all this, and I'm looking around just a couple of blocks and around the corner from me, it's a different world. Coming downtown, it's a different world. I go through, it's clean, going downtown, everybody out having a good time. Past Jacobs Field, I'm ready for a change now.
Thank you. Next up, we have Diab Dar Isa from Ward 11, talking about importance of community finalizing the fire station, not representing Coalition for Better Cleveland, not being paid by anyone.
Good evening, council members, Mayor Bibb, fellow advocates, and attendees. My name is Diab Darisa, a Ward 11 resident and a proud member of Coalition for a Better Cleveland. With this being the second to last public comment before the summer recess, I really want to drive home the point we desperately need a fire station number 23 to have the deal finalized in order to allow them to move into the former CVS site. All of you have the benefits of coming to work and not having to deal with occupational health hazards. These brave firefighters at Fire Station number 23 aren't currently being afforded that luxury. Living in a historic city, we are all aware of the dangers of lead and asbestos in our homes and buildings. The city of Cleveland even has amazing social programs to combat lead in homes, and going so far as to ensuring we can work towards a lead-free Cleveland. I say we take that drive and determination that we have for lead in our homes and ensuring that asbestos within our civic structures are also tended to. As I mentioned in previous speeches, this is a very pivotal year for Cleveland politics. There's a lot going on, and we understand that re-election is high on everybody's priority list this year. But I want to take a moment to also thank Jenny Spencer, who's been an amazing advocate and ally for not only Coalition for a Better Cleveland, but for the neighborhoods and wards that she serves. We had the pleasure of seeing her this past Saturday when she joined us for the Madison Avenue Community Garden dedication ceremony at Story Church. Her speech was so well written and eloquently delivered, truly showcasing what it means to be a true council person, to serve those not only within your boundary wards, but those who are in the city as a whole. I'm Ward 11, but I sometimes feel a gravitational pull towards Jenny. I kind of feel like she's in some ways my council person as well. And I know we've been saying it a lot, but you're doing an amazing job, and I'm excited to see where your career takes you. In closing, Mayor Bibb and Danny Kelly as well, now is the time to act. Will you please do the right thing to helping advance the move of Fire Station number 23 so we can continue working on our mission to keep the fire in the mind and hearts of the community ablaze. Thank you so much. That is my time.
Thank you. Next up, we have Juan Collado Diaz from Ward 11, topic tree genocide, representative from Gree Arenas podcast and not being paid.
Good evening, everybody. I first want to take a second, and this is completely out of my speech, to say how proud it makes me as a Latino man to see you up there today. This is a moment that it's amazing, to see one of our people up there. It is amazing, and as I said, it makes me very proud to see you. When I walked in and I saw you getting up there, I was like, wow, that is amazing. And second, I want to take the time to congratulate two of the council people whose wards are amazing with trees, and that's Councilwoman Spencer and Councilman Harsh. Your wards are the most tree-friendly in our entire city, and I want to give you guys kudos for that because it's so important. Now, I wanted to talk about this because in recent months, we have seen how the Ohio Department of Transportation has been deforesting Cleveland highways. And especially in our city, that's been happening for, I think, 2-3 months now that we've seen it more predominant, and it's been for a while. But this has contradicted the promises that was made by the mayoral administration. And I know Mayor Bibb is not here today, but I will relay this message eventually, to protect our environment. Our urban canopy provides vital benefits, shading, cleaner air, and climate regulations for all of us humans here, and without trees, we cannot live. And that is something that we learned when we were in elementary school. It's something that as adults, we should respect and continue to respect Mother Nature. Many believe that planting new trees can replace mature ones, but recent research has shown that young trees do not give the same benefits that mature trees. And that can take decades to grow before those trees can give those benefits to us humans. So they are irreplaceable. Deforesting for visibility or aesthetics reasons is short-sighted. Instead, we should focus on preventing and caring for existing trees globally. Billions of those trees are planted annually, but many of those fail because they don't have the proper care. And as I said earlier in my speech, the two council members, Jenny Spencer and Chris Harsh, their wards has amazing tree groups that are taking care of the trees on a daily basis. And currently, actually, Ward 17, Councilman Slive, their CDC just added a tree team, which has also been doing an amazing job around. Cleveland must do better in protecting its mature trees and ensuring new plantings thrive. Protecting our tree canopy is a community effort. I encourage everybody out there to go and educate yourselves into what the trees can do for our community. Last year, we fought for Kidell Park and to preserve those trees. This year, we're fighting to preserve and protect our community trees all around Cleveland. So if you are looking for more information, please contact some of our community members that are experts with trees. If you can contact the West Park Tree Group, or you can also contact the Old Brooklyn Community Development Tree Stewards if you have questions on trees, or you can just go around and find information online. Please do contact the Department of Transportation of Ohio and talk about this tree canopy deforestation around our highways. It is important to us, it is important to you, and it's important to me. Thank you, and everybody have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Lenore Kalem, and I'm sorry if I said the last name incorrectly, but Neighborhood Parma, and speaking of St. Vincent Charity, not representing any organizations, not being paid.
You did pronounce my name right. Thanks. Okay. Our persistence has paid off. Everything is going well except one thing. The 5 nuns have begun to demolish the hospital. So we ask you to vote here and now for a simple resolution to pause the demolition for 1 week. Thousands are protesting Hamas in Gaza. I only heard good things about Pope Leo. The Holy Spirit seems to be with him. Someone said he hopes he doesn't become Pope. It's too great a responsibility. Pope Leo responded, "Don't worry, no one will vote for me. There will never be an American Pope." Everybody seems to be related to him. Jim went to Chicago Theological Union for 1 year, where he graduated from. I'm from Michigan. He went to school in Michigan. So anyway, you 15 Democrats, or 17, don't have to join the Black-White Party, which is our political party, or the Republican Party. If the Democratic Party was a party of FDR or John Kennedy, I'd join it. The Bible says, as long as you have breath of life in you, let no one have power over you. And there's a basketball player, some of you may remember, his name was World Be Free. Pope Francis said about Gaza, this isn't war, it's cruelty to children. It touches the heart. He was over 1.4 billion Catholics, yet he called Gaza every day, even up to 2 days before he died. On Monday of Holy Week, I sent a message expressed to Pope Francis asking him to halt the demolition of St. Vincent Charity so that we could bring children from Gaza, especially babies, to be cared for there. He died probably the day that it arrived. Everybody should agree to this. Why not here and now? Just vote on a resolution that the 5 nuns just wait a moratorium from demolishing the hospital until they hear from Pope Leo, who we also sent express to, that this week they would stop the demolition for at least 1 week until we hear a pronouncement from him whether it should be delayed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have James Jermalik from Parma. Topic, St. Vincent Charity, representing Black-White Party and not being paid.
Hail Mary, full of, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. I thought that a question was posed to you. I asked the same question. Will you vote here and now on a resolution that there would be a 1 week pause on this demolishing the hospital to hear from Pope Leo? Vote here and now to give us due process. I'm asking a question. Yes or no?
No.
What?
No, we're not voting
No?
on that tonight. No.
The answer is no? Okay. Can I speak my mind then without being cut off?
You have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, 2. Counting down. Just be mindful of your time, please.
You won't separate yourself from a dead corpse, the Democratic Party. In a few years, you'll be as dead as they are. They don't care about 100 million abortions, so how could they care about the babies of Gaza being bombed by the our bombs being burned to death. Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin said, if Biden would have said 2 words, Putin would not have invaded Ukraine, these being no NATO in Ukraine. Pope Francis said NATO barking at the door of Russia may have caused the invasion of Ukraine. Do you want all that blood on your hands? Biden is responsible for both wars, and we can't get out of them. As a Catholic, we condemn Catholic Biden. Why don't you condemn the Democratic Party and get out of it? Okay. There's a scene in Scrooge where the ghost of Christmas Past says, now I'll show you what you have lost. And he sees the lady he was in love with and her brood of children and her husband coming in a carriage with Christmas presents for everyone. Well, you say saving St. Vincent Charity is a losing proposition. There's no way we could get babies from Gaza here. But we have found ways to send 2,000-pound bombs there and all the aircraft that drop them on these poor people. Saving lives is infinitely easier than killing them. One gesture of kindness could go a long way in repairing the damage being inflicted by those bombs and prevent the Great War. I got for the past 3 years, the revelation was certain, a great war, Daniel 10:1. What we may lose is our lives for not trying to save theirs. Thank you.
Next up, we have Fauzi Bat Bador, Ward 11. Topic O, CVS building on Madison Avenue, represent Coalition for a Better Cleveland and not being paid by anyone.
Good evening. It's great to see you up there. You fit the seat right.
Thank you.
Mayor Bibb, is he here? No. Well, I will never be part of any special group trying to pressure the city to do anything. Especially, including and not limited to the group who owns the gas stations and owns the place at 10022 Madison Avenue. But when it comes to serve the interest and the health benefits of the first responders at fire station number 23, we will leave no rock unturned to serve their interests. They are serving our community minute in and minute out, and we have to faithfully, and we have to return that faith by serving their health and their interest. That location at 10022, which Danny is, I'm glad Danny is promoting this too, and Jenny. It fit right for the fire station. The fire station that exists now, it was built in 1953 under Mayor Anthony Calabrese. And it is unhealthy now. And the firemen work in unhealthy situation. We need to move them to that location. It is safe for them. It is safe for the park because kids will play at the park. The basketball court actually will be built, the new one will be built right adjacent to that location. So that will be great things to have the next to fire station. Other than that, it is us have to understand the condition they work in, and we have to do it. I wish the mayor is here, but he's not here, and the council is here, and that fire station has to be moved to that location. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have John Adams from Puritas Longmead. Topic, Community Police Commission, representing Community Police Commission and not being paid. John Adams.
All right, good evening, everyone. So I just wanted to talk about a couple issues that I would like the public to be aware of, and I would like all council to be aware of that are currently confronting the Police Commission. The first are that since the police commission has gone into a second iteration, we currently still have 2 of our 13 vacancies that are still open. So according to the charter, when vacancies arrive on a police commission, there is a 60-day window to fill those vacancies. Currently, we have commission vacancy number 1, which has been open since December 5th, 2024. That is 165 days in total, which is 105 days past the 60 days that are allowed by the city charter. So that position is in violation of the city charter. The commission has sent various correspondences and follow-ups about this, but we have gotten no resolution from it. And so that's the first vacancy. The second vacancy has been open since December 30th. So that would be a total of 139 days, meaning that vacancy is 79 days beyond the 60 days that are allowed by the charter, which also puts that in violation. So the issue with these appointments is that when the commissioners are appointed, they are appointed to 4-year terms. So the commission is on a cycle where half of the commission every 2 years is going to be up for reappointment, half of the CSAR. These appointments are not 4-year appointments. They are actually 2-year appointments because they are replacing commissioners that resigned who did not finish their 4 years. So meaning that these commissioners who should have been appointed already have already lost 6 months, which is 1/4 of their 2-year appointment. So the question then becomes, what is the effect on the commission with these positions still being open? As a co-chair, it results in more work for the commissioners that are actually on the commission. We have to absorb what these 2 commissioners could be doing. It affects our committees. Our committees are not fully populated because we have 2 vacancies and those people would ideally be serving on 2 to 3 committees. So that's more work, especially for the co-chairs, but also all of the other commissioners. Also, the training that these commissioners need to endure also is delayed because they can't officially do commission business because they're not officially commissioners. And then lastly, the work product is slowed. So I would encourage council to appoint these positions due to the effect that it is having on the commission and the work that it needs to do for the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Terry Wing from TREMA and topic public corruption and the local press, not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone.
Thank you. Before you start the timer, there are members of and leaders and elders of the Chinese community. They didn't understand the process, and they are asking me to ask you if you can give them 3 minutes to speak at the end, if you would permit that.
They're not on the list.
Okay, well, all right. I need 3 more seconds. My name is Terry Wong, a former commissioner of the Community Police Commission. What you heard about John Adams, I think the commission should worry more about its unlawful appointments, misconduct, and they've never really done that much work except for the work that I have done. I'm going to tell you a story, and it is the truth. Quote, Terry, once you survive one scandal with the city, you become invincible, unquote. This is what former executive director Jason Goodrich said to me when he first sexually harassed me. That sentence shows how power and impunity operate in Cleveland City Hall. In 2018, 3 female coworkers also accused Goodrich of serial sexual harassment, discrimination, retaliation, and emotional distress. They lost their jobs, and he kept his. The day after Goodrich sexually harassed me, I called Matt Richmond, criminal justice reporter for IdeaStream. I reached out to Matt because I was already his confidential source, whistleblowing on the commission's corruption and capture by City Hall. Matt responded with outrage, but also hesitation, an early sign that Goodrich wasn't just a bad actor, he was protected. Mayor Bibb may not have liked him, but Goodrich was useful, too compromised to challenge the system that appointed him. Over the next 18 months, Goodrich, with the help of the law department, would wage a campaign of retaliation and intimidation meant to silence me and derail my work, including the appeal of Antoine Tolbert, which would have activated the commission's full disciplinary powers. What the public was told was infighting was actually a coordinated response to my whistleblowing, enabled by the political establishment and reinforced by a complicit press. After Goodrick and several commissioners failed to remove me from a public meeting using police force, the co-chairs John Adams and Sharina Zayed immediately collaborated with Signal Cleveland to publish a 6-page defamatory letter to smear my reputation. I was given 33 minutes to respond before it was released. Signal then promoted a false narrative that I was disrupting meetings, a smokescreen to shield Goodrick and bury evidence of internal corruption. But before Matt Richmond could report on these incidents, his editor, Mike McIntyre, outed me as his confidential source live on The Sound of Ideas, a shocking violation of journalistic ethics. Matt then attempted to write an expose on Goodrick, but the story was buried despite the fact I had recorded a second instance of sexual harassment. 18 months later, the city has interviewed only one witness. Meanwhile, Goodrick sued the city, gained leverage, and is now being quietly moved to another city department. Once you survive one scandal with the city, you become invincible. Until we dismantle this protection racket, Cleveland will keep recycling the same individuals at the direct expense and risk to the public. The commission is holding a special meeting Wednesday at 6 p.m. I invite the public to witness what the mayor, council, and corrupt commissioners and staff have done to the most powerful and important civilian oversight body in the nation. Thank you.
Next up, I have Sharina Zaid from Ward 5, topic Community Police Commission appointment, not representing any organization, not being paid.
Hello, everyone. I had wrote out a nice little speech, but my phone died, so I'm just going to say this off the top of my head. I concur with everything that John Adams said. Currently, the city is in violation of the charter by not appointing these commissioners to their seats. The citizens of the city of Cleveland voted issue 24 in for a reason. They want constitutional policing, and they want it done by their peers. They want it done by the people in their own neighborhoods that represent them. Every single day that these commissioners are not in place, certain community members aren't being represented, and their voices aren't being heard. We are currently down staff members. We currently do not have those staff members there to conduct business. We need these commissioners in place. They are losing part of their term. And right now, you know, when we reach out, we get a blame game. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. We are coming to you all as city council. You already interviewed one of the candidates. There was a discrepancy that has been cleared. Please, I'm asking you to vote Emo Umason in and figure out, push the Black Shield in the city to figure out who their representative is so we can get that person in as well. There is nothing stopping you all from passing the vote for Emo Umason sooner than later. We needed him back in December. So please, you know, push the city to figure out what the issue is. Thank you.
Thank you. Communications.
File number 655-2025, oath of office for Kimberly Roy Wilson, Assistant Director of the Office of Innovation, Technology, and Services, City of Cleveland. File number 656-2025 from Council President Blaine A. Griffin, designating without objection by council, Alan Dreyer to serve as Clerk of Council Pro Tem for matters requiring a clerk's signature on May 16th to 23rd, 2025, and for the council meeting on May 19th. From the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, file number 654-2025, number 2372483, transfer of ownership application for C1, C2 for Dream Deli LLC, 5815 Store Avenue, Ward 14. File number 681-2025, number 6622440, transfer of ownership application C1, C2 for PNS 8035 Superior Inc. at 8035 Superior Avenue, Ward 7. File number 682-2025, number 4175417, transfer of ownership application C1 for Jai Maharaj 5417 of Cleveland LLC, 5417 Chester Avenue, Ward 7. File number 697-2025, temporary permit for the Downtown Cleveland Alliance, 100 West Superior Avenue, Ward 3.
Condolences, resolutions.
Resolutions of condolence for Councilmember Gray. Resolution number 683-2025 for Herbert Schern. For Councilmember Harrison, resolution number 684-2025 for Mildred Louise Lundy. For Councilmember Griffin, resolution number 685-2025 for Gregory L. Bethune. For all members of council, resolution number 686-2025 for Fire Cadet Simeon Williams.
Any other condolences? Councilman Slife?
Yes, thank you. For Thomas Overall.
Councilman Palenzik?
Would the clerk please hold out a number for Constance Connie Baresi? Thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Moore?
Please hold out a number for Barbara Bradford Williams.
Any other condolences? No? Okay. Please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you. Congratulatory resolutions.
For Councilmember Slife, resolution number 687-2025 for Father Remus Grama. For all members of council, resolution number 688-2025 for discriminatory salary practices. For council members Griffin and McCormack, resolution number 689-2025 for Jasleen Jazzy Delgado. Resolution of recognition for Councilmember Conwell, resolution number 690-2025 for Louise Luke. For Councilmember House Jones, resolution number 691-2025 for annual Cleveland Asian Festival. For Council members House Jones, Conwell, and Hairston, resolution number 692-2025 for Erica Burnett. For Councilmember Jones, resolution number 693-2025 for Cuyahoga County Domestic Relations Court sesquicentennial time capsule ceremony. For Councilmember Jones, resolution number 694-2025 for Black Lives Matter. For Councilmember Jones, for resolution number 695-2025 for Citizens for a Safer Cleveland. For Councilmember Griffin, resolution number 696-2025 for Dr. Khalid Ahmed Obeid.
Got it. We now open to any presentations. And Councilman Conwell, can you come up? If council members could open the well.
This group, for over the years, have helped me to raise instruments to give to children. Matter of fact, over hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of instruments to donate. And they also have free music lessons that they offer children throughout the city of Cleveland. And matter of fact, you guys have some tunes you're going to kick it, right? And who's going to do what? I'm going to let you do this right here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You good?
Yeah, I'm cool beans.
Oh, you're stuck. We got you.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. My name's Emma Parker, and I'm the CEO of Center for Arts Inspired Learning. We have been in Cleveland since 1953, providing arts integration programs. We do more than 5,000 programs a year for the youth of Cleveland to utilize the hands-on experiences that the arts are so vital in doing for their developmental skill sets in academic, social-emotional, and physical skill sets. And you're going to see some of those here today. We are representing two programs, our Artworks program, which is going on 20 years. That's a paid apprenticeship program for high schoolers, and our Inspiration Through Music program, which is so graciously founded by and supported by Councilman Conwell right here. So I'm going to turn it over to the students and let them show you.
What key that's in?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is McKenna Janae Reddix. I'm a high school senior at Cleveland Early College High School. I just graduated from the Junior Mayors Association, so it's very lovely to see the seats filled. I'm a poet, and I prepared a poem. It's called A Letter to the City. Born and raised in Cleveland, a city that holds so much beauty cradles the title of true disaster. One of the poorest in the nation, Cleveland is a center of a widespread crime massacre. I could get up here and talk about all the lives lost, grieving friends at the age of 15, scraping up change so that my people could eat, but I'm sure you're aware of the tragedy within the streets. The massacre I'm talking about is the destruction of one's dreams. There's so much beauty in this city, but I feel like it's hidden. Buried beneath the burden of trauma, we need to think of something bigger. Our youth are discouraged. These resources go unheard of. We as a collective don't support what's ours, so why participate in what our role models have thrown in towels? By support, I don't mean donations. I'm referring to one's presence. In times where we're not sure whether the government is on our side, the youth need the city to come together with dignity and pride. I'm a true testament of what youth programming can do, pour into artworks and others, because these opportunities make dreams come true. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Davion Yarbrough. I go to Mastery School of Hawken. I am a sophomore, and Artworks has helped me realize more of myself and what I want to do with the music I create and write and how I approach others. So I'll be giving a little presentation on my guitar. This is also my original.
That was cool, man.
Hi, everyone. Hi, nice to meet you all. My name's Alyssa Boyd, and I represent Inspiration Through Music program, and I have some really wonderful students here who love music just as much as I do, and I'm sure as much as you do. I know these meetings are always not the most fun, but I do want to remind you that music is a vital part of the human being experience. And I mean, just looking at this room filled with art and with passion it's just so important. So I'm going to introduce Zakai Williams, and can you give it up for Zakai? He's going to be performing My Girl. And I would like you guys, if you are willing, to sing the tune with us, because we all know the song. All right, come on up. One, two. One, two. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about my girl. And this is Kimberly Balsasar. She has been my student for 2 years, and she's going to be performing What's Going On. What's going on? You don't need it. Oh, she memorized it. Oh, my goodness. All right. That is the one by Marvin Gaye. You know it. You ready? Mm-hmm. That's all right. Good job. They have a Motown performance, actually. If you're willing to come and stop by, we have so many more students that play the guitar and the drums, and they all get to do this programming for free with the help of you all. So please support the arts. Please support these beautiful young people. All right.
What's going on, everybody? I'm not big on public speaking. My name is Darrell Hill. I actually lead both the Artworks program and the Inspiration Through Music program. And I gotta say that these programs are so important for our youth. It gives them something to do, something to stay out of the streets, something to keep them occupied, keep their minds going. With the Inspiration Through Music program, we offer percussion, guitar, violin, and keyboard/voice. Alyssa actually leads our keyboard and voice class. With the Artworks program, our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders all throughout Northeast Ohio get the opportunity to be exposed to all different art forms, as well as workforce development and college readiness training. So, like they said, supporting the arts is of the utmost importance to our youth. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, City Council, every year you guys put aside a great deal of money to send the kids in the city of Cleveland for free to music camp. Julio de Burgos, did you?
Right here.
Where he at? Oh, Lopez, that is right. What's happening? How you doing? Julio de Burgos, the music school settlement, arts-inspired learning, Rainy Institute. Man, you're going to be like Stevie Wonder, man. I heard you with some of your rips. Rainy Institute of Music, all of that. And it's good to have the children that we can believe in them. You know, when you look at Cleveland, Cleveland is the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it's the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for one reason. It's your talent. It's you guys. It's playing in the basement. It's playing in the garages. It's playing at arts-inspired learning, all of that. So one day, I will see you playing in the Grammys, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, living your dream out, and it's happened because of us, because we believe in you. And you sounded really good. You sounded really good. We were talking about that song earlier by Marvin Gaye, you know, and that was a really, really cool tune. I really, really dug it. What's going on is talking about what she is legislating, the first Latino council member to legislate here, Jasmine, you hear the jazz in there? Jasmine Santana is what's going on, that you hear it about that, and that's in the music that we do. So it's correlated, the arts and the legislation is correlated together. So some of you guys, you could be whatever you want to be, and we believe in you. Let's take some pictures, man. All right, cool. Where the vocalist at?
Remember, guys, there's no mistakes in music, just jazz. Jazz.
You know what? I'm gonna have you guys to create a circle, and then you can sit in with us and be digging. That'd be really cool right there. You can sit in with us. And you can call me and we do what we do.
Actually, we have the adults that stay and steps and then
Where the vocalist at? Where's she at? Get by the vocalist. Now you gotta get what you see. Council President.
Yes.
You gotta come down.
Not blame. Thank you. Congratulations. We definitely should have music at every council meeting. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to move into first reading emergency ordinance referred by administrative review and committee review. Thank you.
5 by council members McCormack and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Port Control to enter into an amendment to lease agreement CT 3001-LS 2024-0010 with Jets Postal Road LLC to expand the leasehold territory at and near 645 Postal Road. Ordinance number 658-2025 by council members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Parks and Recreation to apply for and accept a grant from the Ohio Department of Education with a 2025 summer food service program at Camp George Forbes, authorizing the purchase of a requirement contract of breakfasts and lunches and of food products, beverages, condiments, and paper products to implement the grant for the Department of Parks and Recreation, and authorizing the Director to contract with various nonprofit organizations for the implementation of the program. Ordinance number 659-2025 by council members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the purchase by one or more standard and requirement contracts for the purchase, lease, or lease with option to purchase of various on-road vehicles, apparatus, and off-road equipment, cabs, bodies, and accessories, equipment, and other aftermarket items necessary to equip the vehicles authorized for their intended purposes, including vehicle rehabilitation, training, and inspections as needed for the Department of Public Works. Ordinance number 664-2025 by council members Hairston and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Community Development to enter into one or more agreements with United Way of Greater Cleveland as a lead partner organization to implement a program to provide access to legal services for covered individuals in eviction proceedings under Section 375.12 of the Codified Ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, legal representation in housing court. Ordinance number 665-2025 by council members Conwell and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance to amend sections 241.05 and 241.35 of the Codified Ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, as amended by ordinance number 1143-2024, passed October 28, 2024, relating to food shop licenses, fees, and categories in fees. Ordinance number 666-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance to apply for and participate in the Ohio Department of Medicaid's supplemental payment program pursuant to Section 5164.96 of the revised code and Rule 5160-15-30 of the Ohio Administrative Code during the state budget beginning on July 1, 2025 and ending on June 30, 2027. And to amend contract number CT-1503-PS 2024 star 0386 with Quick Med Claims LLC to provide professional services necessary to support the city's application and implement the city's supplemental reimbursement program. Ordinance number 667 by council members Bishop and Hairston by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the directors of Park and Recreation, Public Works, Community Development, and Public Safety to execute various deeds of easement and various temporary deeds of easement, granting to the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District certain easement rights in property located within various city-owned properties and declaring the easement rights not needed for the city's public use. Ordinance number 671-2025 by Councilmembers Polensek, Bishop, and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance giving consent of the City of Cleveland to the County of Cuyahoga for the reconstruction of Neff Road from the CSX Railroad Bridge to Bella Drive to apply for and accept an allocation of the county motor vehicle license tax funds for the improvement, and authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to enter into any relative agreements in making of the improvement. Ordinance number 672-2025 by Councilmembers Harsh, Harrison, and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the mayor and the commissioner of purchases and supplies to acquire and reconvey properties presently owned by Old Brooklyn Development Corporation and or its designee located at the intersection of Memphis Avenue and Pearl Road in the Old Brooklyn neighborhood for the purpose of entering into a chain of title prior to the adoption of tax increment financing legislation authorized under Section 5709.41 of the revised code for the Memphis and Pearl project. Ordinance number 673-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by department request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $4 million for the purpose of providing funds to acquire vehicles and equipment for performing the functions of city's departments, including the Department of Public Works and Department of Public Safety, and authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 674-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $550,000 for the purpose of providing funds to improve municipal cemetery facilities, buildings, structures, and grounds, and authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 675-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $8,500,000 for the purpose of providing funds to acquire heavy-duty trucks and equipment for performing functions of the city's Department of Public Works and Department of Public Safety, including the Division of Fire, authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 676-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $12 million for the purpose of providing funds to improve municipal parks and recreation facilities and authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 677-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $25,500,000 for the purpose of providing funds to improve buildings and structures and providing for the discharge of governmental function and services otherwise benefiting the public safety, health, and welfare, and for the provision of necessary fixtures, furnishings, equipment, technology, appurtenances, utilities, and site improvements for the purpose and authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 678-2025 by Councilmember Griffin, an emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $28 million for the purpose of providing funds to improve the municipal street system and related facilities and authorizing related matters. Ordinance number 679-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of water pollution control revenue obligations to refund outstanding water pollution control revenue obligations, authorizing agreements related to the obligations, authorizing a tender and or exchange program with respect to the refunding of water pollution control revenue obligations, and providing for the appointment of professionals and authorizing documents with respect thereto, and authorizing and approving related matters.
First reading emergency ordinance to be passed.
Ordinance number 660-2025 by Councilmember Griffin, an emergency ordinance authorizing the Clerk of Council to enter into a license agreement with DIY Productions, LLC for the temporary use of the council chambers for filming certain scenes of a movie and repealing ordinance number 535-2025 passed April 1st, 2025. Ordinance number 661-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance approving the collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 8 and to amend Section 54 of Ordinance number 194-21 passed March 29th, 2021 as amended related to compensation for various classifications. Ordinance number 668-2025 by Councilmembers Starr and Maurer. An emergency ordinance to amend Section 1 of Ordinance number 181-2025 passed February 10th, 2025 relating to a First Amendment agreement with University Settlement Incorporated for Cleveland City Council.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed in final passage, seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Call the row.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Maurer, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Call the row on passage.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Maurer, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Okay. First reading ordinance referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance number 670-2025 by Councilmember House Jones, an ordinance changing the use area and height districts of parcels of land north and south of Payne Avenue between East 32nd Street and East 38th Street as shown on the attached map, map change 2692.
First reading emergency resolution referred for administrative review and committee review.
Resolution number 663-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by department on request. An emergency resolution to adopt and declare a tax budget for the City of Cleveland for the year 2026 and submit it to the County Budget Commission as required by state law, Chapter 5705 of the Revised Code. Resolution number 669-2025 by Councilmembers Spencer, Harrison, and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency resolution approving the creation of the Gordon Square Arts District, Cleveland Improvement District as a special improvement district in the city, accepting petitions from owners and properties in the district, approving a new plan for public services, declaring it necessary to provide maintenance, security, marketing, and other services for the district, and providing for the assessment of the cost of such work upon benefited properties in the district, and declaring an emergency.
First reading emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution number 662 by Councilmember Griffin, an emergency resolution withdrawing objection to a new C2 liquor permit at 12204 Larcher Boulevard and repealing resolution number 302-2025 objecting to said permit. Resolution number 680-2025 by Councilmember Griffin, an emergency resolution approving the appointment of Imo Umison to the Community Police Commission.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed in final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Call the row.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moorer, Polensik, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Call the row on adoption.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moorer, Polensik, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Second reading emergency ordinance to be passed.
Ordinance number 498-2025 by Councilmembers McCormack, Bishop, Hairston, Griffin, and Starr by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the mayor and commissioner supplies and commissioner purchases and supplies to sell certain city-owned properties no longer needed for the city's public use located in the vicinity of the I-90 Central Interchange from East 9th Street to Carnegie Avenue for the purpose of constructing improvements in the interchange. Ordinance number 531-2025 by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Port Control to employ one or more professional consultants, computer software developers, or vendors, or one or more firms of consultants, computer software developers, or vendors necessary to provide an airport runway incursion prevention and management system and related services for a period of 1 year with a 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Director of Port Control.
Read the motion to suspend the rules. Oh.
Ordinance number 534-2025 by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the purchase by one or more contracts for friction measuring equipment, including training, software, and installation for the Division of Airports, Department of Port Control. Ordinance number 558-2025 by Councilmembers Conwell and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of the Office of Prevention, Intervention, and Opportunity for Youth and Young Adults to enter into one or more contracts with Karamu House to provide the out-of-school time theater arts program for a period of 12 months with two 1-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance number 559-2025 by Councilmembers Conwell and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of the Office of Prevention, Intervention, and Opportunity for Youth and Young Adults to enter into one or more contracts with Rhonda Crowder and Associates LLC for providing the out-of-school time marketing program for a period of 12 months with two 1-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance number 598-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance to make additional appropriations of $13,688,000 to the general fund and $5 million to the internal service fund. Ordinance number 599-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance to amend section 185.41 of the Codified Ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, as amended by ordinance number 794-03, passed June 10th, 2003, relating to terms of payment. Ordinance number 606-2025 by Councilmember Griffin. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Commissioner of Purchases and Supplies to purchase computers from Dell Computer Corporation for Cleveland City Council and the Clerk of Council through its state term contract. Ordinance number 615-2025 as amended by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance to employ one or more consultants to provide citywide financial planning and policy development strategy with implementation program on an as-needed basis for a period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance number 623-2025 as amended by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance to enter into one or more contracts with Mr. Scott Loomis for professional services necessary to develop a succession management plan, train employees, and consult in such additional matters necessary to efficiently run and manage the city's printing for the Division of Printing and Reproduction, Department of Finance, for a period of 1 year with a 1-year option to renew exercisable by the Director of Finance.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Call the row.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Maurer, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer.
Councilman Slife.
Yes, please mark me as a no on 498 and also on 623, which I believe should have been read as amended.
Got it.
498. What? And 603. Okay.
Got it.
Say call the roll.
Call the row on passage.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moore, Plessick, Santana, Slife, Spencer. On 498-2025, 11 yeas, 1 nay. And on 623-2025, 11 yeas, 1 nay. All the rest, 12 yeas, no nays.
Thank you. Second reading ordinance to be passed.
Ordinance number 501-2025 by Councilmember McCormack, an ordinance changing the use area and height district of parcels of land along the western side of West 26th Street and south of Chatham Avenue and north of Monroe Avenue as shown on the attached map change 2689. Ordinance number 567-2025 by Councilmember McCormack, an ordinance changing the use area and height districts of parcels of land north and south of Lorraine Avenue between West 32nd Street and Columbus Road, as shown on the attached map change 2670.
That's it? Okay. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Maurer, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Call the row.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer.
Call the row on passage.
12 yeas, no nays.
Okay. Call the row on passage. Did that?
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Got it. Okay. Second reading emergency resolution to be adopted.
Resolution number 611-2025 by Councilmembers Conwell, Slife, Santana, Spencer, Bishop, Hairston, and Polensek. An emergency resolution recommending that the BIB administration provide a diaper changing station in every men's, women's, and family restroom located in city-owned facilities.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Call the row.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas.
Call the row on adoption.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, Jones, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer. 12 yeas, no nays.
Thank you. Any introductions? Councilwoman Spencer.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Santana. I would like to take a moment to recognize my mom, Flo Worth, who is here in the audience. And my mom is, thank you, Mom. She knows many of you, but she also worked alongside Councilman Conwell door knocking in his ward, so she's a huge supporter of yours, Councilman Conwell. And then I'm also like to introduce my niece, Julieta Martinez.
Yeah, stand up.
Oh, she wants you to stand up. Okay. Julieta is an 11th grader at St. Joseph Academy. She is here from Paraguay, South America, and it is so special that she is here on the night that our meeting is being presided over by the first time by a Latina in the history of the city of Cleveland. Let's bring it. Wonderful job tonight, Councilwoman. I believe that Councilman Polenzic's going to make another introduction. I'd also like to introduce former State Senate candidate, Ms. Sue Derichko, who did an amazing job running for the Ohio Senate. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Councilman Polenzic.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to introduce Kalea Lawson, who is a senior magistrate in Cleveland Municipal Court, and she's still here. She's also a Collinwood railroader, okay? Once a railroader, always a railroader.
Any other introductions? Seeing none. Miscellaneous. Oh, announcements. Moment to announcements. Councilwoman Spencer.
Madam President, I'm grabbing the mic a lot tonight. This is on behalf of our amazing Director of Aging, Ms. Mary McNamara, who could not be here tonight. She asked one of the members of council to make a reminder that this Wednesday is the 35th annual Senior Day at Cleveland Public Auditorium. Council members, please arrive no later than 10:45 a.m. The program will start promptly at 11 a.m. For those who have not been to this program, it is so inspirational. It has become one of my favorite days of the year in the city of Cleveland, and I commend the Department of Aging and all the aging staff for putting this together. It's just such a beautiful gathering of humanity and celebrating our amazing seniors. And Director McNamara had one more reminder that the parking garage is expected to be very full, and there will be shuttles, free shuttles from the Muni lot. So please put that on your socials. All right. Okay. Thank you, Director McNamara, for the reminder.
Yes, thank you. Our favorite event. Any other announcements? No. Miscellaneous. Any miscellaneous? Councilman Polenzic.
Thank you, Acting Madam President. Too, I want to commend you for the job you did today at the Finance Committee and here tonight at City Council. I want to direct my comments toward the administration. I, like many of us in the body, we've been pretty quiet and respectful of the whole discussion process over the Cleveland Browns. But at some point, as I stand here in this august body, the members of this body, we have not been briefed at all. We have not been briefed at all of what is on the table with regard to the Cleveland Browns and the Haslam Group. And at this point, I find it extremely, extremely upsetting and quite frankly disrespectful that we got to read the newspaper or we got to turn on TV to watch the discussions going back and forth. I'm greatly concerned about what I've read and what I've heard, and Acting Madam President, and to my colleagues, we see our state cutting programs, cutting support for food banks, for libraries, for public education. And yet we hear talk about providing $600 million to the Cleveland Browns, plus possibly another $80 million for the reconstruction of the roads. Then when you add debt service into that, we're talking maybe $1 billion to go to Brook Park. At the end of the day, I find that whole thing absolutely distasteful. And total slight to the people of the city of Cleveland who sacrificed for 30 years, sacrificed to support the Cleveland Browns, and wound up the poorest city in the country and #1 and #2 in childhood poverty. So at the end of the day, I'd like to think that we could get briefed at some point as to what are the extent of the discussions. If you want to bring in 2 or 3 of us at a time, as you did during the whole discussions about the computer, about the IT attack that we had upon the city, I have no problem with that. But at some point, out of just basic respect to the legislative body, someone's going to have to tell us what's going on here. I find the whole thing very troubling. I'm just expressing as a senior member that I got to read the newspaper or I got to watch TV to find out what the discussions are of the Cleveland Browns. So at some point, again, I wish I could direct my comments to the mayor, but at some point, someone's going to have to talk to us. Because at some point, maybe they're going to have to, believe it or not, somebody might have to ask the council for help on something. And there's going to be some of us that are going to be pretty reluctant to do that in light of the fact that we've been kept in the dark. So at the end of the discussion, and I want to say this again, every indication, I have no crystal ball, but every indication looks like Jimmy and company want to go to Brook Park. If that truly is the case, then I would hope that the mayor and Chris O'Neill are saying to Governor DeWine and to the NFL, you got to make us whole. You got to make us whole. You can't leave us with an empty stadium, and you can't leave us with a possible hole in the ground if that stadium has to come down. I mean, at some point, there's going to have to be some hardball played here, and I got to tell you this, and I'm going to leave it at this point. If that stadium was going to Brook Park and Mike White was mayor, it'd be scorched earth right now. There would be flames. The smoke would be in the air. There'd be flames. We would not take it lying down. We would not take it lying down. And the NFL should feel the pain, and the people in Columbus and the governor should understand there's pain to be paid if that if that team goes to Brook Park and we, the taxpayers of Ohio, have to pay to bail out a billionaire again. Something is wrong with this picture in light of everything that we have to deal with in this city. All the issues that we're confronted with. So, Madam Chairperson, I'm going to leave it at that point. I had hoped to hear from the administration at some point, a briefing, an update as to what in the hell is going on between the city of Cleveland and the Cleveland Browns. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kelly and then Councilwoman Spencer.
Madam President.
Microphone.
It sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? Thank you. Listen, there's, from now until the end of time, you will always be the first Latino woman to preside over the City of Cleveland Council. And much like George Washington or John Kennedy, who was the first Catholic, or Neil Armstrong, nobody can take that away from you. I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And well done.
Thank you. Councilwoman Spencer.
Thank you. Thank you. Hear, hear. You know, I'll be brief, Madam President. I want to share that having my niece in the audience tonight has given me a moment of reflection this evening. And it was such a joy for my family when she arrived here from Paraguay in December. That was a big, big moment for us when she chose to come here and live in Cleveland with us and have this totally new experience. And I have found that since January 20th, I've been really having a very difficult time finding words to explain what is happening in this place, what is happening to our country. I've been at a loss for words, and also I'm not a parent, I'm an aunt, but there's also an instinct and a desire to protect, right? Protect kids. What do we share with them? What do we not? How do we give them courage while also allowing them to find joy in their youth and in their childhood? And because I've been at a loss for words at times, many times, as we watch deportations without due process, as we have lies hurled at us to disorient us, overwhelm us, and deceive us daily by our leaders. Because I've been at a loss for words, I have found that sometimes action matters, and I don't know that kids always understand our words, but I think they do watch what we do. And so I've been trying to lean in a lot to what does it mean to be a citizen. And even though I'm an elected official, this isn't taught to us. This isn't something where we just automatically know what to do or how to do. We have to figure this out, and it's not easy. And so I found that maybe if we can show our kids through action what it means to be a citizen in this moment, we'll be okay. And so for me, I've looked at people around me doing things like using the 5 Calls app to call members of their congressional delegation. And please, everybody, call your State House delegation before June 9th, before they give $600 million giveaway for a stadium to billionaires and take away our child tax credit and take away our safety nets such as Medicaid expansion. Please, okay? So call the Ohio State House. We can help circulate petitions to do the referendum on Ohio Senate Bill 1. And if you know people who have been out protesting, find them. They'll tell you what to do. They'll tell you where to go. They'll tell you, we can figure it out. And it's also overwhelming, really. But if we can each find that one small piece of this, just figure out that one thing that we can do, because adults, we need help too, figuring out who to be and what to do and how to be in this moment. And I have often been at a loss for words, but if I can find and lift up even just the smallest action and show the young people around me what it means to be a citizen, we will be okay. I believe we will all be okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other miscellaneous announcements, I should say? No. So I just want to close really quick. I just want to sincerely thank everyone, my fellow council members and staff, for helping me get through today. I truly appreciate, all the kind words, all your support today, especially Councilman Polensik. I probably drove him crazy with the calls, but this is why it's so great to have institutional knowledge, right, in place. So I do want to thank you, but once again, thank the staff and even the public commenters. Thank you for your respect, and thank you for staying on time. Thank you for your support. For me, this is a surreal moment. I'm deeply actually honored and humbled that Council President wouldn't trust me, right, to take his place while he's out on a family obligation. For me, I'm just one of 17 members and, once again, one of 3 in leadership. So I'm just here to support whenever I'm needed and to step up. And just like you, I love this city very deeply, and I am just here as one of the team players. So thank you all for being here. And my fellow Latino colleagues and members that were here, they actually had to step out early. I'm sure that they didn't want to stay through the whole legislation. But thank you. Thank you for being here and showing up and support. And Daryl, thank you. I couldn't do this without you. So I hope that Council President is relaxed and knows that we got it done. And everything went smoothly today. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. This meeting, Madam Clerk, can you please excuse the absences?
Motion by Councilmember Bishop that the absences of Councilmembers Griffin, House Jones, Casey, McCormack, and Starr are hereby excused. Seconded by Councilmember Slife.
Thank you. This council meeting is adjourned. To cause of the chair, the next meeting of council is June 2nd, 2025. Thank you.
from house league to our travel league, so they're able to show everybody what they've been working on as a team.
And obviously, when you're looking at the kids here, there is a lot of people out in those centers that you count on. It is a lot of with the parental support that you would hope they would have. And also to make sure, hey, do we have the uniforms? Do we have the balls? Are we ready to go? Are we going to be good? Tell us a little bit about when you're preparing for this type of a program.
So when we prepare for our championships or just our programs in general, everything is free and we provide equipment, uniforms. All we ask for is the support of the community and our parents to get them there, and we'll take care of them once they're in our hands.
And obviously, the winter season in the basketball comes to an end today. We'll move on to prepare for the summer. Obviously, there's some summer programs that'll be coming up that our viewers can look forward to. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, so we have our summer baseball travel. We have softball. So at every center, everyone will be participating in our summer program. So from baseball to softball to sand volleyball to outdoor soccer. So we have something for everyone.
So if they want to get some more information, who can they call and give us a good phone number they can contact?
So you can call myself, Ashley Jackson, at 216-420-7613. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Would you repeat that one more time?
216-420-7613.
Okay, well, first of all, I think you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
And obviously, recreation, the heart is always with the youth, as I always say.
Always.
All right. We'll be right back with the start of the second half right after this timeout.
This summer, take center stage with Showwagon. Join our free summer performance program for youth ages 8 to 18, where you will build confidence, make new friends, and develop your career.